Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Avionics Tech channel.
The idea for a vessel that can move stealthily under the water and on top of it dates all the way back to ancient Greece. However, these incredible undersea vessels had become a mainstay in the world's most powerful navies by World War I. By the middle of the 20th century, they were being used for various purposes including intelligence gathering, surveillance, and reconnaissance. Most importantly, the United States and the Soviet Union, now Russia, saw them as the ideal platform for launching intercontinental ballistic missiles. Both early and modern submarines use a combination of techniques to dive below the surface of the water. The most common approach is to change the submarine's buoyancy. Effectively, the sub becomes heavier than the water it displaces, pulling it under the waves where it can be difficult to see and track. This is typically accomplished using ballast tanks located inside the sub that can be filled with water. When it comes time to surface, water can be pumped out of the ballast tanks, allowing the submarine to slowly or quickly ascend. Surfacing is actually one of the most dangerous procedures for any submarine crew, even with modern
Dive.
communication and tracking equipment. It can be risky for a vessel to appear in a potentially hostile environment suddenly. For this reason, most ascents are done slowly, typically at a rate of around 3 to 5 knots. This also gives both the crew and the submarine's hull a chance to adjust to the change in pressure.
So, we're just waiting on the engine signal to go off?
In many cases, a sub will first reach periscope depth, allowing the commanding officer to see what is happening above the boat physically. One of the most dangerous surfacing situations is when a submarine needs to push through the ice. Just a few decades ago, doing so could cause severe damage to the ship. Modern subs boast heavy reinforced hulls that can break through the ice between 2 to 3 feet thick. However, it is crucial that the sub's crew first identified the thinnest and weakest areas of the ice sheet. Right, good shot guys are directly behind. If they were to make a mistake, they could end up becoming trapped underneath, far away from any potential rescue. Require more maintenance than other ships. This is mainly due to the nature and complexity of their design, as well as the strenuous operating conditions. Their ability to operate underwater exposes all of the subsystems and components to high-pressure corrosion and other potentially problematic factors. Moreover, the propulsion, navigation, communication, and life support systems on board the sub are highly complex and specialized, hence regular maintenance is required to ensure they always function. At the highest possible level, last but not least, submarines are stealth vessels, which means their sound signature must be minimized to avoid detection. For this reason, maintenance crews are tasked with performing daily checks on the propellers, shafts, and other components that generate noise. Those special maintenance crews are assigned to these duties. Every crew member is responsible for monitoring the submarine's functioning and alerting their superiors if anything seems damaged. Despite the constant maintenance efforts of the crew, all active-duty submarines will sometimes require more serious repairs and inspections. When this happens, they will generally visit a dry dock. There are two types of dry docks used for submarines. The standard version is merely a canal attached to a nearby waterway, at which point the gates will be closed and the water will be drained out. This leaves the maintenance teams free to access all parts of the ship without the worry of going underwater. There are also floating dry docks. These mechanical platforms actually sink into the water using a ballast system similar to the submarines themselves. The tugboat team again helps to maneuver the submarine into position, as large vessels like this cannot steer effectively at low speeds. Once the sub is tethered to the dry dock, the platform will release its ballast, lifting the submarine up so that the maintenance crews can perform their duties. When the repairs are complete, the dry dock simply fills its tanks again and releases the sub. Submarines are the largest submersible vehicles, but they are far from the only ones for decades. Militaries, research firms and civilians have used underwater remotely operated vehicles or ROVs for various missions. These ROVs are typically controlled by a human operator, but advances in artificial intelligence have led to the development of fully autonomous versions as well. ROVs vary widely in design depending on their intended purpose.
Feet, 2-1 down.